Hello. Welcome everyone to Understanding Management and Organizational Behavior. Today we will learn how an organization works, how managers make decisions, and how people's behavior influences management. So, let's begin this important session. Introduction and foundations. When we hear the word management, words like planning, team, and control come to mind. In reality, management means the coordination of people and resources so that organizational goals can be achieved efficiently and effectively. The nature of management is dual. It is both a science and an art. It is a science because it has principles and techniques, and it is an art because a manager needs creativity and human handling skills. What is management? Now let's talk about what management actually is. Management is a process in which resources, that is, men, money, material, and methods, are effectively utilized to achieve organizational goals efficiently. There are three important theories of management. Levels of management. Every organization operates at three levels. At the top is top-level management, which formulates policies and sets direction. Next is middle-level management, which implements those policies. At the bottom is lower-level management, which handles daily operations. Together, these three levels form the backbone of an organization. 5 core functions of management. The 5 main pillars of management are planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Times planning sets future goals. Times organizing arranges resources. Times staffing assigns the right person to the right job. Times directing involves motivation and communication. Times controlling evaluates performance. These functions operate as a continuous cycle. Evolution of management. Thought management, as we know it today, is the result of years of development. First came the classical theory, which focused on efficiency and structure. Then came the human relations approach, which emphasized emotions and motivation. And now we have the modern approach, based on technology and systems thinking. This is the journey of management evolution. Classical theories of management. The classical era had 3 major theories. Times scientific management, Frederick Taylor, focused on efficiency. Times administrative theory, Henry Fayol, introduced 14 principles of management. Times bureaucratic theory, Max Weber, emphasized hierarchy and rules. These theories made management a systematic discipline. Key theorists of management. Thought. 2 great thinkers laid the foundation of management, Frederick W. Taylor and Henry Fayol. Taylor said, "There is one best way to do every job." Fayol gave 14 principles such as division of work, unity of command, and discipline. Together, they made management a structured subject. Modern approaches to management. In the modern era, management took a new shape. Peter Drucker introduced management by objectives, MBO, where organizational and employee goals are interconnected. The systems approach views an organization as a living system where every part is connected to the other. This perspective defines modern management thinking. Individual behavior, personality traits. Every person behaves differently, and this shapes the organization's atmosphere. Locus of control shows how much control a person feels over their life. If the internal locus is strong, the person feels responsible for outcomes. Self-esteem, confidence in oneself, is the biggest strength of a successful employee. Errors in perception. Sometimes our perception differs from reality. For example, times halo effect, forming a positive image based on one good quality. Times stereotyping, forming opinions based on group identity. Times perceptual defense, ignoring unpleasant information. A skilled manager understands these perception errors and makes fair decisions. Attitudes and values in organizations. Employees' attitudes and values play a major role in organizations. Job satisfaction shows how happy a person is with their work. Organizational commitment shows how emotionally attached they are to the company. A positive attitude and strong values creates a healthy workplace. Group dynamics and motivation theories. When people work in teams, their motivation and behavior are influenced by group dynamics. Times Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Basic needs must be fulfilled before higher-level motivation arises. Times Herzberg's two-factor theory distinguishes between hygiene factors and motivators. Times McGregor's theory X and Y. Theory X supports strict control, while theory Y supports self-motivation. Managers should apply these theories according to the situation. Expectancy and equity theories. Two more motivational theories. Times expectancy theory. Employees are more motivated when they believe their effort will be fairly rewarded. Times equity theory emphasizes fairness. If employees feel injustice, motivation decreases. Hence, managers must maintain a transparent and fair environment. Leadership styles. Leadership is the lifeblood of any organization. Three popular styles are: Times autocratic leadership, leader makes decisions alone. Times democratic leadership, team's opinions are considered. Times laissez-faire leadership, employees have full freedom. An effective leader adapts their style according to the situation. Organizational culture and climate. Every organization has its own unique culture and climate. Culture means shared beliefs, values, and behavior patterns followed by employees. Climate refers to the working environment, open, friendly, or strict. A positive culture and supportive climate enhance teamwork, motivation, and satisfaction, making the organization successful. Types of conflict in organizations. Conflicts are a natural part of any organization, but they must be handled wisely. Two main types are: right pointing backhand index task conflict, disagreements about project goals or work methods. Right pointing backhand index relationship conflict, personal misunderstandings or emotional clashes affecting performance. Healthy task conflict improves ideas, but personal conflict reduces productivity. A manager's role is to identify and resolve conflicts timely. Conflict resolution styles. There are several ways to resolve conflicts. Times competing style, pursuing one's own goals aggressively. Times collaborating style, finding a win-win solution together. Times accommodating style, prioritizing others' needs. Times avoiding style, maintaining peace by avoiding conflict. A smart manager chooses the right approach based on the situation to maintain harmony. Levin's change model. When change is introduced in an organization, resistance is natural. Kurt Lewin proposed 3 steps for implementing change. 1. Unfreeze, break old habits and prepare people mentally. 2. Change, introduce new behaviors and processes. 3. Refreeze, stabilize new systems to make the change permanent. This model remains one of the simplest and most practical approaches to change management. Motivation. Motivation is the driving force of any organization. Maslow's hierarchy of needs shows that once basic needs are met, people strive for higher goals. Herzberg's two-factor theory, hygiene factors prevent dissatisfaction, while motivators enhance performance. McGregor's theory X and Y guides how employees should be managed. Motivation theories give managers valuable behavioral insights. Power and politics in organization. Power and politics exist in every organization. Power means the ability to influence, whether it comes from position or personality. Organizational politics increase when people use power for personal gain. Managers should maintain balance through transparency and ethical practices. Group development stages. Team development occurs in 5 stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. Initially, members understand roles, then conflicts arise, norms are established, and performance improves. This process strengthens teamwork. Organizational development, OD. Organizational development is a planned process aimed at increasing effectiveness using behavioral science principles. OD interventions such as team building, sensitivity training, and feedback mechanisms bring continuous improvement. It is a modern approach to change management. 21st century management skills. Today's managers must go beyond traditional skills. Leadership today is based on collaboration, not command. A 21st century manager must blend human values with digital awareness. Conclusion and action. So friends, today we learned that management is not just about planning and control, it is also the art of working with people. An effective manager balances both science and art. Apply these principles in your daily work, and you'll see improvements in performance and teamwork. Remember, a great manager doesn't just manage work, he manages people. Thank you. We'll meet again in the next session with a new topic.